I shared with you my personal life concerning the marriage that I had initiated with a woman, which did not succeed. And I said it is not a divorce because I did not live with that woman. I returned her to her father's house within a period in which our culture allows, when there are serious irregularities that are found in the person you are talking about, you can return her to your father's house and she cannot be regarded as somebody that you have married and divorced, especially when you realize that the devil had crept into your life using that person. I've just decided to share with you a few scriptures, but before I do that, I want to jog your memory concerning where we are coming from. I saw and I've heard and I've received comments from different people who are saying that there are threats on social media to destroy Jesus Revelation Ministries. But I want you to know that it is impossible for anyone, and for a woman in particular, to destroy this work that I have started. Those are called delusions, and they are also called illusions. Jesus Revelation Ministries was attacked by the state, the government of Zimbabwe. Jesus Revelation Ministries was attacked by ZANU-PF with state security machinery. At one point, I was being hunted by 20 vehicles in Harare. Government ministers, vice presidents, deputy ministers, spokespersons in the president's office, they threatened to kill me. They threatened to put me into trouble, to stop the work I am doing. It is a self-defeating exercise for a person who is a woman by virtue of her having spent a night with me in the marriage institution, to suggest that she can hire social media hooligans to destroy this ministry. I dare them. I dare them. I once told you believers that I didn't fall into prominence in such a situation that I ended up being a public figure, and that I couldn't have been raised and groomed to be careful when I'm dealing with women. Listen to me, believers. My personal integrity is not something that can be questioned. In innuendos, sarcasm, and jest, accusations, especially from a woman, do not need to require you to speak with a hidden language if you are sure that you know what you are saying and what you are doing. In this life, men have been destroyed by women several times. But I can assure you, I will not be one of them. No, it cannot happen. I explained to you on Sunday how I met with this woman, and I've seen a lot of criticism. Some were saying, why did we have to use elder women in our church to identify a girl that I could marry after spending almost 5 years alone, having lost my first wife? In this life, we don't seek to do things to make sure that everybody in this life, in this world, okays what we have done. If you tell somebody that I had a headache, I took a glass of water, they will criticize you for not going to the pharmacy. If you tell them that you went to the pharmacy, they will criticize you for being weak. Eventually, you simply need to deal with your headache and not consider that you might have something that the whole world will say you did the right thing. Everyone's actions can be criticized, and criticism is healthy in a progressive society. We grow by criticism. This is why we don't take up arms against critics. We love criticism. Actually, we are the only church in Zimbabwe where those who leave our church freely criticize our church, attack us, insult us every day, knowing very well that nothing harmful will come to them. Yes. The reason why they insult and prate and insinuate and slander and allege every day falsely, they bank on our holiness. They are very sure that they can say, Chiwenga's head is like a broken and a smashed pawpaw, and nothing will happen to them. We don't see that as a weakness. We see that as a sign of holiness. Now, if I had decided to do it myself and said, well, I was not in Zimbabwe, and being absent from my hometown means that I might not have been able to meet someone by myself, because you can't meet someone if you are not moving. Pastor Regui, how do you expect a man like me to find a woman? Where would I meet her? Tosangana kupi. So what I would do then was to propose love to any random woman. And if one woman would come up and say, Apostle Chiwenga proposed love to me, and I said no. The very same people are criticizing me today would have been saying, he goes around. Vanofamba vachipfimba vana vevanhu. I considered that very well and decided that I will not go out randomly and meet a person randomly and say, I want to propose love to you. All right? Secondly, the mechanisms we have in our church that protect our children, particularly the girl child, they were not imposed by the government. They are my initiative. I am the one who set up the youth department and appointed a youth pastor. I am the one who designed a policy where the youth pastor does not work alone. He works with youth advisors who are married men and married women. I'm the one who created the Women's Council so that we may deal with rehabilitation, grooming, the counseling, and modeling of our children, and encouraged our daughters to confide in our elderly women as instructed in Titus chapter 2, verse 1 to 4. I am the one who appointed advisors. Generally, we have advisors who are not necessarily advisors for youth. If you want an advisor, you can go to an advisor. If you want to go to the men's council, you can go to the men's council. We have the ladies' fellowship, and then we have the men's fellowship to protect our children. How does it make sense to you that after creating such institutions where our children are free to seek advice, to be guided, to be instructed in manners to do with godliness, how does that make sense to you that I would go to the same people and start abusing our girl children? As I speak to you right now, I don't have any advisor's number in our church who I talk to, except 2 ladies who were close to me by virtue of the initial stages of those developments where we were establishing structures in our church so that when parents are releasing their children to come to church, they are comfortable that their children will not be put to harm. Those children are always free to approach any advisor of their choice and speak to them concerning matters that are affecting their lives. We rescue children in our church that are being abused by their parents. We have a girl who was sexually abused by a father right now.
Yes.
We rescue children in our church. Sometimes we carry the burden of asking the pastors to take in those children into their homes because we don't have institutions right now that can accommodate children when such situations arise. But those plans are in the pipeline. Resources permitting, we shall have them. Structures that are rescue centers for distressed people, including children. There was a time a few years ago when a child came to us and lied that she had been sexually abused by a father. Out of our money, we hired a lawyer. Sent the lawyer and the girl, we sent the girl to the hospital, sent the lawyer to the hospital to figure out. The father was a politician.